Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's recorded session. I'll be talking about key safety security guidelines for lactation consultants in contemporary practice. My name is Rashmi Podwal. I'm an international board certified lactation consultant practicing as an LC in Pune for the past 16 years. This session is particularly for all the lactation professionals here in India, but it can also be beneficial for other medical professionals. So let me read my disclaimer first. I have no conflict of interest. I follow in my practice the IMS Act India and the WHO International Code of Marketing of Breast Milk Substitute. This presentation is made with an intent to create awareness about the safety concerns regarding lactation professionals. It is not made to create any unnecessary stress, anxiety, or fear amongst the lactation professionals with regards to their security. So to just have an overview, in this talk, I'll be discussing about the personal, which includes physical, mental, and emotional safety of lactation professionals in certain aspects of care or services that they provide, which is very much relevant in the present times. So I won't be discussing much about the security concerns or the safety concerns in regards to a hospital setting. I'll be discussing three aspects over here. One is home visits, so LCs who provide home visits to their clients, lactation consultants who are doing a lot of work through social media and digital platform to raise awareness about breastfeeding, and LCs who provide virtual consultations. So the first part is for lactation consultants who are providing home visit. In fact, I decided to make this talk or record this talk for the same reason. So recently I have been referring a lot of clients who reach me to other lactation professionals in Pune and outside for consultations. Lot many of these clients do ask for home visits because it is more preferable, more convenient for them. And very few LCs actually graciously, they accept because definitely it requires much more efforts to visit the clients, at their homes and help them with their breastfeeding journey. So many of them do it very graciously and I'm very thankful to them. But I also thought that, if I am referring my clients, it is also my responsibility to see to it that my colleagues are safe, when they're visiting a stranger whom they virtually do not know. And it always bothered me, and I thought that it was necessary that I create some awareness. And I did my own research to find out what can be more helpful and what one should be cautious about. And that is why I've created this talk today. So without further ado, let's start. So what are the few safety concerns or security concerns that we feel when we visit our clients at their homes? So the first that comes to our mind is the personal safety. So the environment might be unfamiliar. There can be concerns of physical safety. The neighborhood might seem unsafe. There can be aggressive pets, and some of us might be very scared of pets. And then sometimes, or rarely, I would say, there can be hostile family members that we come across. Client verification, is the client genuine, is a major concern. Boundary issues, sometimes not just in home settings but even at a private practice, even in hospital settings, we come across people who somehow are over friendly. They ask questions which are not appropriate. Sometimes they come too close for our comfort, so sometimes the behavior and their approach may not be acceptable by the consultant. Then there is always risk of infection that is there. So especially when we're visiting another home environment, that might not be according to hygienic standards, it might not be good, the locality might and the environment might not be good. There can be infective family members, so few family members might be unwell and they might be having certain infections. So that concern is always there. If you're traveling with your own vehicle, then is your vehicle safe? Can it be parked safely? Is there any risk of any damage to the vehicle or theft? That is a concern. And then there can be certain emergency situations wherein if that locality, does not have access to emergency services, hospital and security services, then that can also be a major concern. So how do we deal and what all can we do? to prevent any unfortunate incident from happening. I'll be spending a lot of time on this particular slide because I think it is an overview of exactly what approach we should be having. So we have divided it into 6 categories and I've numbered them separately. So I'll be going step by step, starting with the first one: access the risk. So whenever a client approaches you, you need to know where they stay and why they want a home visit. So where exactly? Is it in the city? Is it quite far? Is it a remote place? How accessible it is to you? And if at all they want you to visit to their place, what exactly is the reason? Is it because the mother is just in her immediate postpartum period, she has had a C-section and is finding it difficult to move to places and visit you? Or is it simply because they are looking for comfort and convenience? You know, they want to learn in their own settings where the mother would be actually breastfeeding. So she wants to learn there. Uh, or there are other reasons, you know, like the mother does not have help to, you know, sort of take her to the consultant's place. So there can be many reasons. Try to understand that first. Then where exactly is this locality and whether it is really feasible for you to visit there. How familiar are you with the locality? If not, is there somebody who you know who knows the place and who can actually guide you? So assess the risk, how safe that place is. Secondly, is the client who's reached out to you, is the client really genuine? So we need to assess that as well. So how can you do that? First of all, by taking all the necessary, you know, personal information, the history, the health history. If who has referred the client is important. So has the family contacted you through somebody? So is there a third party involved? Because if in that case, it is much more safer because they have their vetting process where they actually verify the clients. If no, the client has directly contacted you, then is it through the internet or has some other primary healthcare provider referred them to you? So try to understand that first. Take all the first-hand information from them. Ask them to share the referral note or the prescriptions or whatever medical documents that they have, the pregnancy documents. Plus, you can have your own vetting process. You know, you can try to ask relevant questions. You can these days, you know, everybody is on social media, so you can just Google them and try to find out information about this person. So assess all the risks properly and then decide whether you want to go in for this consult or no. Then the second step is to be aware of the surroundings. So, like I mentioned, you know, talk to somebody, try to understand where exactly this is located. You know, how safe is it to visit there? How connected it is to the city? Is it road facing? Which route are you going to take? So, while visiting, just be aware about which route you are taking, and while coming back, is it the same route that you are going to take? Then, what kind of complex this is? Is it a big community, a gated community, or is it just a single stranded building somewhere? Is there a security station and security personnel are available outside that complex? Then once you reach there, uh, where exactly is the parking? So how safe is it? How safe does the parking look? And how close or far is the parking from the wing or the house that you're going to visit? How exactly you can reach the parking? What is the fastest route for that? Just be aware about on which floor it is, where is the lift, which side of the lift is the house, where are the stairs exactly, who all is there at home, you know, does anybody look unwell, is somebody coughing, are there pets around, where exactly the consultation is going to take place. If possible, you know, try to have a small video call with the mother before you visit, so that you can just try to understand, you know, whether this client is genuine, what is the place exactly where the consultation is going to occur, who will be accompanying the mother for the consultation. So just in general, be aware. Third, and I think most important step is staying connected. So what do you mean by staying connected? So whenever you're visiting somewhere else, or somebody's home for consultation, it is always better that you notify somebody about your whereabouts. So just tell your close family members or friend that, I'm visiting this place, where exactly it is, what is the address, the full address, what time you are going to visit, how long usually the consultation takes, when are you expected to come back, how will you be traveling there, or whether you'll be using your own vehicle or public transport, just tell that. Then there is provision of live tracking, so you can easily do that, share that with your family member or a friend. If it is possible, you can also ask somebody to accompany you there. So especially if there is a friend who lives nearby, you can ask if she can, just accompany you to the client's place. I don't know how feasible that is, because usually our consultation take a long time, but that is another option. Then ensure that your phone is fully charged, when you're visiting. Don't carry too many valuables along with you. Just carry the equipment that you would be requiring for the consultation. Don't carry too many things with you. And when I say staying connected, I also mean staying connected with your intuition. So what do you feel when you reach there? Try to talk to the security personnel. So it is always safer if you make an entry as to which house you're visiting, and what time you are entering the society. Then once you reach there, what exactly are you feeling? What is your gut feeling? So empower yourself to an extent that you can actually listen to your intuition. And if something feels off, you should be able to tell the client that, sorry, I will not be able to take this consultation, and maybe you can give other options of them visiting your private settings or having a virtual consultation. So staying connected is very, very important. Then another important aspect is setting boundaries. So when I say setting boundaries, that is right from the start, right from the first communication, try to understand what are the client expectations, what are their needs, their goals, but at the same time also clarify what they can expect from this consultation, what you can provide, what is out of your scope of practice, what kind of environment do you require, who all can accompany the mother, because again there is another concern of patient confidentiality, and how you're going to take the data, how you will be helping the mother. Clarify everything with the client. Want somebody particular to accompany, and the others you can politely request for them to wait outside, and you can call them if necessary. Then while teaching the mother, if you feel that anybody is asking you irrelevant questions which are not helping in the consultation, then you can politely decline those queries, and you can focus back on the consultation. You can also clarify that you have limited time and you have to focus on important things, and do not address aspects that are out of your scope of practice. If you find any particular family member asking too personal questions or coming into your space, being too close for your comfort, be very firm to address them and tell them to move ahead, move back, and help the mother. And you can ask them to help only when necessary. Then another aspect is having a safety plan. What do I mean by safety plan? So suppose you reach there and you find that somebody is unwell, somebody is infected, then you should ask them to be seated in another room slightly away from the mom and baby diet. You should have your own personal safety kit, so you can carry your masks and gloves, sanitizers, and hand rubs with you. You can also carry a small first aid kit, a medical kit with you. So in case of any minor injuries or wound, you can yourself uh, help the mother, or even if you have it, you can use the medical kit that you have. uh, as much as possible, train yourself in the basic life support and CPR. If not, then you should at least be able to understand particular danger signs, and tell the family, communicate it with the family. You should be aware about what health facilities, where the nearby hospital is, any ambulance service that can be there. So just have that safety plan in place. And last but not the least, learn self-defense. So I think everybody, especially women, need to be you need to learn self defense at least to some extent. Also, you can carry with you certain non lethal self defense equipment, is what I would say. We don't want to injure anybody, but yeah, something like a pepper spray is something that you can carry. Plus, there are so many digital apps that are there nowadays that, particularly women in India can use. Even I was not aware. When I researched for this particular talk, I came across a lot of digital apps that are created for women's safety. Let us just have a look. So these are the a few most downloaded apps that I came across. The first one that you can see is called as My Safety Pin. So this particular app, it gives you this security score of any place that you're visiting. So it has lot many factors that it goes through. How remote this place is, how crowded this place is how what is the visibility over there, what is the mode of transport, how connected that place is. So lot many factors it does take into consideration, and it gives you that score as to how secure this place is, when is it safe time to visit that place. Also, most of these apps do have the facility of GPS tracking and then recording, panic alerts, sending messages to your emergency contact numbers. The app that you see here and at the right, Shake to Safety. One particular feature of this app is that to sort of raise the panic alert, you don't even have to use your mobile or open the app. You simply have to shake the mobile. So without even actually opening or starting the screen, you can just shake the mobile, or you can just press the power button 4 times, and it can trigger that panic alarm. This app that you see in between, Be Safe, it has lot many features, and one particular feature is that, again, this app does not require you to actually touch the phone also. So the panic alert can be activated just by voice command. So that is a great feature that it has. Plus, it also has a facility of fake calls. So you can actually, enter some information, and you can pretend that you're getting a call from somewhere. So if you feel unsafe in a particular place, you can just pretend that you're connected with someone. Your dad or mom has called you, and you're talking to them. So that is a great feature, I would say. Then there is the Smart 24/7. So that can be used in different emergency situations, not just regarding safety, but it can connect you very easily with different emergency services like hospitals, ambulance, security services, police station, fire department. So I think that is also a great app. Himmat Plus is an app which is particularly created by Delhi Police for women in Delhi. And here, if the women, or if the person using the app sort of gives on the starts the panic alert, it automatically starts recording, audio recording and video recording, and that gets connected directly to the Delhi Police Control Room. A similar app called as Covalent SOS has been designed by the Tamil Nadu Police. So there are a lot many apps, and I think it's high time that we make use of it, at least have it downloaded in our mobile phones. So now coming to the second part, I'll be talking about emotional well-being and safety of lactation consultants who are active on social media. So, what are few major safety or security concerns, and what are the solutions for lactation professionals who are widely using social media platforms and digital platforms to raise breastfeeding awareness? So, first of all, a common concern is privacy breach or client confidentiality breach. So, many times unintentionally, we can violate privacy laws. So, even seemingly harmless details may reveal a client's identity. So, sometimes you might have blurred the face or crop the face, but still, some small detail like some tattoo on the mother's wrist, or some piece of jewelry that is wearing, or her background, or you forgot to blur the eyes or close the eyes for the baby. Even small details can reveal or lead to her identity. Or sharing some information with your colleague colleagues, with your friends on social media. Some details can also reveal the identity. So be very careful about that. Always have a written informed consent, especially if you want to ask her to share any of her pictures or videos. Do take an audiovisual consent for the from the client. Beware of all the privacy laws. Anonymize whenever it is necessary, so both for the mother and the baby, and use these pictures and videos only for teaching purpose and not for circulation. Then there is also risk of personal information exposure. So there's risk of online harassment and identity theft for the consultants. So if you're sharing a lot of your personal information, the more and more you keep on sharing that, the risk increases. So always try to limit the amount of personal information that you're sharing. Use privacy settings. So always regularly go through your privacy settings, see who can actually read your post, who can comment on your post. So just go through those settings and keep as much as possible, try to keep two separate accounts, one for personal use and the other for your business or professional use. Cyberbullying is increasing day by day. We see a lot of negative comments, lot of negativity, lot of hate speech, trolling. We are surrounded by that, and whoever is using a social media platform is aware that sooner or later we all have to face such issues. So always use the platform moderation tools. We have the superpower. We can delete this inappropriate comments, block the regular offenders, report those abusive behavior and comments. Definitely report them. Establish clear community guidelines. So whether you're using a Facebook page or an Instagram page, or you have a business account, or maybe a peer support group or WhatsApp support group, always have clear community guidelines for interaction for your platform to set expectations and for respectful engagement. Then if you face any personal attacks, if it becomes too much to take, hate speech, harassment, then again try to be calm, try to keep it professional as much as possible, draw boundaries, try not to get involved too much in heated arguments, because sometimes the discussion can lead nowhere, and it only sort of stresses us and makes us more and more anxious. So try to be away from that. If it becomes too much, then you can also think about taking a complete break from the social media for some time. Misinformation and misrepresentation. Now, this is also very common, that information that you are sharing is shared by someone else, which is out of context. So it might give wrong messages to the viewers, and that is why you have to be very careful as to what is being shared by you, how it is being perceived by all your followers. So always try and post evidence-based information from peer-reviewed information. Provide clarification wherever it is necessary, and always make these disclaimers that this are just general guidelines, and there might be many of you who might require special consultations on individualized basis. So keep on highlighting and emphasizing on this whenever you're sharing any information. Association with controversial content, again, you have to be aware as to who is actually tagging you in their post, who is using your name or your brand name. So sometimes few brands might just use your name, that this particular lactation consultant, she recommends this product, she recommends this gadget, and it might be a complete conflict of interest. So normally we should not associate with such brands. Be aware of the IMS Act India, be aware of the WHO code, and always try and monitor the content that you're tagged in, and give the clarification that this is not what I promote. Avoid conflict of interest and distance yourself from such brands who are using your name. Legal and ethical risk, what are those? So since we are offering advice online, if it is not taken, perceived correctly, if it is taken out of context, and there's anything, any information which the client perceives incorrectly, and any medical information or any information that is out of your scope of practice, if you give that and it poses any harm to the client, then it can be a legal or ethical issue. So avoid giving specific medical advice. Don't prescribe drugs. Don't prescribe anything. Just give general educational information, and encourage clients to seek help individualized care, personal consults whenever it is necessary. Copyright infringement. So while using images or videos or any other graphics from the internet, just ensure that you're not sort of violating any copyright laws. So always take permissions for using any images. As much as possible, try to use royalty free images. So there are many websites like Unsplash, Pixabay, FreePic, then there's vector free vector images. There are a lot of these websites which give many royalty free images. There are also certain apps like Canva and Filmora who have this free copyright images, and they also have the paid version. So you can take the subscription and they give you a variety of content for creating your post. Create your own material as much as possible, use your own words, your own language, so that you can avoid plagiarism. Then there is also risk of copyright or and intellectual property theft. So something that you are creating. So as lactation professionals, if you're blogging, if you're creating social media posts, if you're creating your own graphics, then there is a risk that somebody else might use that without your permission, without crediting you. So try and ensure that you put watermarks or you put the copyright disclaimer in whatever you're sharing. If you're doing it on a wide scale, then it would be great if you could actually seek legal protection by trademarking, your propriety content. There's another thing which has become very common, which is impersonation or fraud. So sometimes scammers, they use your identity, use your name, use your brand of any lactation professional to gain credibility and take advantage of the clients. So always regularly monitor your social media platforms. In fact, Google yourself, search for fake profiles which are of the similar name as yours. So always do that. Uh, Consider trademarking your own brand or business and report. If you find any such fake profiles, keep on reporting such fraudulent profiles time and again. Then data security, hacking, and phishing attacks are also very common. Make sure that the channels that you're using, the data that you're storing is done in a very safe and secure manner. Always use end-to-end encryption devices or apps that you use for communication and secure platforms. Whenever you're storing data, so we are taking a lot of personal information, a lot of intimate information from the clients. We might have their pictures, their videos. So try to use platforms wherein these are either not stored. Give clear instructions that whatever they are sharing, they should not be sharing their identity or their face in those pictures and videos. Use the one-time view modes that are available in many apps these days. You can make use of that. If you're storing any data, try not to store it in your mobile phones, but if at all you're doing that, then have a secure folder which has a password, or you secure your mobile phone with a password so that nobody can access that information. Review your passwords, review your security settings time and again, change your passwords, have a strong password for your social media profiles, for any channels that you're using, for your emails. Implement two-factor authentication, so it has an extra security layer, so you can do that. And always ensure that if you're using any of your social media platform or your emails from any other computer or any other laptop which you don't regularly use, try see that you're logging out of it. In fact, you have the provision. If you go to Google Workspace, you can actually see which all devices you have already logged in. So sometimes we forget, some old workplace that you have been and you were using that, and you forget to log off. So there is a facility where you can just check and log out from those devices that you don't use. And obviously, this is told again and again, avoid clicking on any suspicious links or emails that you receive. So if somebody is trying to damage your professional reputation, which might happen, even a single negative review or any public criticism can cause a lot of problem for lactation professional, so much of your hard work, so much of your experience might get affected with a single negative review. So try to handle the criticism professionally, address the concerns calmly, offer to resolve the issues privately, just offer that. But you cannot help sometimes, and then what you have to do is you have to encourage your satisfied clients who are very happy with your consultation to give you reviews in order to counterbalance this negative reviews that you get. So coming to the last part of my session is safety of lactation consultants providing virtual consultation. So I currently am providing only virtual consultation, and I know that that also comes with certain concerns, and I would like to address those concerns. So what are the common concerns and their solution? Let us see. An unsecured internet connection, first of all, public Wi-Fi. So if you or even the client is using an unsecured or public Wi-Fi, then it increases the risk of data interception or by the hackers. So encourage the client also to use a safe network. Both the parties should use a private secure network, and consider using a virtual private network, VPN, which has added security and protection. If you are using any unsecured communication channel, so in social media, DMs, do not use those usually to share any of this personal information with your client. Conducting consultation in a unsecured channel or social media or through direct messages is not recommended at all. Both consultants and clients are at risk of data breaches in that case. So always use secure, HIPAA compliant. What is HIPAA? HIPAA is Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, which considers lot many factors like encryption, audit controls, access controls, privacy, data security, then data breaches agreement, business associate agreement. So there are many things that they see, and try to use video conferencing tools also which are HIPAA compliant, which are especially those which are specially designed for healthcare or telemedicine should be used instead of using any other platforms which are unsecured. So these are certain HIPAA compliant video conferencing tools that we have available in India. Doxy.me is commonly used by a lot of healthcare professionals. So it is a telemedicine a website which can be used. Then there is WebEx for healthcare, and there's also Zoom for healthcare. So especially designed for healthcare. Then there's GoToMeetings that can be used, and Google Meet also, if you configure it correctly, then it is also HIPAA compliant. If you feel that a client who's reaching out to you has some inappropriate intention, is using some inappropriate language or making an inappropriate request, then just be aware and just be very vigilant about this red flags. If somebody is calling you and making inconsistent and vague health concerns, which is not possible, so try and be very careful about that. If the person is unable to provide health information which is relevant, if they are not allowing you to talk to the mom directly, talk to the lactating parent directly, they're becoming overly personal, asking sexual questions, requesting personal details from you, asking you to meet in unusual settings, asking you that let's meet on a coffee for a coffee or something like that. And obviously, once you feel that they are being very sort of pervert and fetishistic. So just be very aware of this. Many times we do get calls, because the moment people hear of breast, something happens and they just want to call and talk to you. So fortunately, we have very good apps these days, like the Truecaller app, where you can, most of the times you come to know that this is a spam call or this is a fraud call. But also, if you understand that okay, this person is not behaving in a certain manner that is expected to, be very firm. Just tell them that you cannot help them, and block that person. Definitely block that call, but don't stop at just blocking. Report that person. You also have a facility to comment, so you can also put in the details at what exactly happened. So that others also are, they also know what exactly this person is trying to do. And yeah, make others aware. So normally if we get such suspicious calls, what we do is we put that message in our group of lactation consultants, our community, so that everybody is made aware about this particular calls and numbers. Now, I added this particular side recently because one of my colleague, she contacted me, and she was really upset because a family got in touch with her with certain problems. The mother was very anxious. She was going through a lot, but my colleague tried to help her to her best possible ability. She gave a lot of time. She put in a lot of effort. She was really empathetic with her. She did everything that she could do, but still somehow the client was not satisfied. And then later on they came back to her and they told her that they need a refund of her fees, which I feel is very very unfair. And that is why I think that I have heard such such instances from other colleagues of mine as well. So let's be very careful. Be professional, definitely, but whenever you talk to your clients, the first communication itself should be very, very realistic. So set realistic expectations with them. Tell them what exactly they can hope, and that there are no guarantees. You are going to try your best, you can guide them the best, but you cannot guarantee the results. Be very transparent about your charges, whether follow-up is included or is not included, how that is going to be, the refund policy. Uh, Tell them that this whatever you're charging, the fees that you're charging is for the efforts and your experience and the time that you're going to provide, and it does not mean by any way that you can guarantee any results, and we don't know until and unless we try, we don't know how successful it will be. In today's day and age, I think it is also important that we have our own professional or indemnity insurance. And everybody goes through one or two such bad experiences. Don't let it affect your self-worth is what I would say. So I come to the end of my presentation. I ended with this beautiful picture of my group, my team of lactation consultants in Pune when we last met. Before we end it, I would ask all of you to do at least three of these things. One is that just Google yourself today. Just see if you find any fake profile, any similar name like yours. So just do that. And if at all you find somebody, just try to report those fraudulent profiles. Second is go through your security settings, your emails, your social media profile. Just go through the settings, change the password if you haven't done that for a long time. And third is when you create your own professional disclaimer where you give the basic information as to what to expect from the consultation, and that you don't provide any guarantee of the results, and how your charging system is like. So all those details, just prepare your own disclaimer is what I would say. Thank you so much. I hope that this talk reaches to maximum lactation professionals in India. And I hope that everybody can benefit at least a certain extent. Thanks a lot.